Dear brothers and sisters, warm greetings in the Lord Jesus. Today we are faced with so many pressing needs in our world, which seems to be wounded, even broken on a very deep level. Political and social upheaval are all around us. The suffering of people is before us everywhere we turn. We especially hear now the cries of anguish from the people of Ukraine. As you keep that nation and the Ukrainian people in your prayers, please know that Development and Peace is partnering with Caritas Ukraine and reaching out to people in need there. If you wish to be a part of that outreach, you can find more information in the description below. So many people in our world lack basic necessities to cope with their daily needs and to live a life of dignity. And the earth itself is groaning. Pope Francis has highlighted the interconnection between the cry of the poor and the cry of the earth. Too often we see basic human rights and concern for our common home set aside for short-sighted and self-serving economic ambitions. Our faith moves us in a different direction. St. Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians, if one member suffers, all suffer together with it. It is the befriending spirit that stirs in our hearts the burning desire to respond to our sisters and brothers in their time of need. Development and Peace, Caritas, Canada, has been a constant light for over 50 years here in Canada and abroad. Founded by the Canadian bishops in response to the Second Vatican Council, Development and Peace is a democratic movement for international solidarity that supports partners in the Global South in the pursuit of justice. Its intent is to carry out the mission that Jesus gives to his disciples. At the very start of his ministry in Luke's Gospel, Jesus reads from the scroll of Isaiah, telling us that he has come to bring good news to the poor, to proclaim release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Development and Peace is one of the primary ways that the Catholic Church in Canada responds to this call to carry on Christ's mission today in our world. Development and Peace is the Canadian branch of a network of Catholic aid and development organizations called Caritas Internationalis, which is the second largest charity network in the world behind the Red Cross. There are 11,000 registered members of Development and Peace in over 1,000 parishes in our country. Together, we raise funds for over 85 community projects in 27 countries. 15.6 million people have been directly impacted by Development and Peace over the years. That's all thanks to donations and participation from generous everyday Canadians like you. Development and Peace has helped millions of people so far, yet there are many, many more in need. Faced with the enormity of human suffering, what can we possibly do to help? Our faith tells us that every person's actions matter greatly. When the angel Gabriel came to Mary, she was puzzled and probably confused, but she said yes to what God was asking of her. That simple yes opened the door to the Incarnation. In his ministry, Jesus said yes in 1,000 ways to those in need. At the Father's bidding, he put people first in his ministry of healing, preaching, and miracles, and asked his disciples to do likewise. The theme of this Lenten campaign is People and Planet First. This year, through the Share Lent campaign, Development and Peace is inviting each one of us to say our yes to those in need in the Global South. Almsgiving is one of the pillars of the season of Lent. While reaching out to those in need in our own midst, let us also remember our responsibility towards brothers and sisters in other parts of the world. Development and Peace is asking us to carefully discern how we might make a difference through financial support of the good projects and partnerships currently in place. Perhaps you might ask what portion of your tax refund or monthly budget you can pledge to support the work of Development and Peace and their emergency appeals, such as for the people of Ukraine. Together we can be witnesses to God's love for all humanity. Your actions can bring hope and blessing in corners of the world that you may never visit. You can give online by clicking on the links in the description below, or you may wish to make a contribution through your weekly donations at your parish. To do this, simply indicate on the envelope your wish for your donation to reach Development and Peace, or use one of the donation envelopes specially marked for this. Next week, the 5th week of Lent, is Solidarity Sunday. This is a time that the Canadian Conference of Catholic Bishops has earmarked to specifically give to the Share Lent fundraising campaign. May we all continue to learn how to better become a global human family under the guidance of our Creator, who calls all of us beloved children.